disappointing end to a disappointing season, Carlos?
Well, the game today was a game that is a little. The things that I wish to say is about the attitude, the commitment, the team. I think all of us agree that the team gives the maximum. We play and we fight at the limit. We have goal opportunities, we didn't score, but the players try to do the best at the hand. And I think in resume that we did our best, me and the players.
And you're back with us on Sons of Pitches. This is episode 91. You're with me, Henry, Izam, CK, and also Johan.
Yeah, all of us are back.
Yeah, the full squad is back today. Most of the seasons are over already. You've got the La Liga that's ended, Premier League just ended, Italian Serie A.
Everything ended already, lah.
Not yet. Serie A still has a week, but screw it, we're going to wrap up anyway.
Basically ended lah, we all know lah.
So we are going to give you a wrap-up episode for the leagues. Okay, we're going to give you a Season 8 review. We are going to talk about the winners and the losers of our respective leagues that we have covered so far this season. And let's start off with Ligue 1, where we only have losers.
No.
You have to understand, we are all very busy people. We didn't write down. We actually have winners.
Technically, it's right. Toulouse expected to lose, by the way.
I gave you that.
Expected to lose, by the way. Are relegated, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, fuck. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Third place in the league.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's start off with the losers of Ligue 1.
Pretty obvious. There's nothing much to wrap up about when you talk about the French league. PSG, of course, once again they won the title.
Once again. After a season's challenging from Monaco.
Yeah.
You know who the losers are? People who actually watch the league just to see something different.
Hey, we covered the league, fucker.
We are the losers.
If we didn't watch the League 1, would we have discovered Tauvin?
Yeah, he was in Newcastle 2 seasons ago, fucker.
That was for me.
Just a few weeks back, CK was making sexual gasps at his
Tauvin,
place.
dude.
But yeah, he is definitely one of the reasons why I listed Marseille as one of the winners of this
It's
season.
pronounced
But
Tauvin,
coming
by
back
the
to
way.
PSG, a lot of controversies surrounding the team. They went on a shopping spree, broke the world record to sign Neymar,
Yep.
and on top of that had to sign another expensive loan deal from Monaco, Kylian
And
Mbappe.
on top of that, they didn't get fined.
Yeah. Not because
I don't think that's the
they
look,
found a loophole,
financial
didn't they?
fair play is not fair play. Fair Chinese side coming out. Financial fair play is something else that we're going to talk about another day, because I'm pretty sure that issue is going to come into the frame come summer.
Yeah,
come
pretty
summer.
much, pretty much.
So
Afterwards.
we'll talk about that later on. But I want to focus on how PSG basically showed the whole world their cock. You know.
What kind of metaphor was that?
Hey,
But-
bonjour, look at me. I have a big penis.
But they didn't even come close to trying to fuck the girl, because they didn't even get close to winning the UCL.
UCL is the big girl.
No. Actually, I think I would call that premature ejaculation.
Because they won the
exactly.
league. Because
In
they
a way,
won the
in a
league.
sense,
Yeah.
it's quite irrelevant.
I mean, they felt good. They ejaculated when they won the
Okay,
league.
look, they are definitely champions undoubtedly in the league. Okay, 92 points, finishing with 92 points, scored 108 goals. But I just don't think that's good enough after you spend 200 over billion euros on one player. Because if you look at stats, statistically speaking, the last season they won it was 2015-2016.
Yep.
I think that was Ibra's last season with
Yes.
them.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was
They,
Ibra's last
they
season.
finished the league with 96 points and scored 102 goals.
With a 25
With
point gap.
Neymar and Mbappe, you've only scored extra 6 goals, but you finished with 4 points lesser. And on top of that, in the 2015-2016 season, the runner-up, they were behind by, I think, 31 points. That's a huge gap. But this season, the points are only cut down to 15 points. They only lead by 15 points, meaning Monaco in second place is 15 points.
70 something lah, basically.
77 points. So this tells you a lot. This whole project has been a failure because they didn't churn out the results they were expecting to get. And
That's a good- yeah, that's a
look,
good point.
it's fine if you're subtle about your goals, you know.
But they're not.
You are not subtle at all with your goals when you go out and splash that much of
But
cash.
don't you think in the long run though, this failure will actually, be really good for the league itself?
No, because no one else has the spending power as PSG does. Unless you're in the Premier League where everyone has the ability to splash cash. Now Liverpool is willing to splash cash.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Everyone else, even come like January, Wenger started to spend like he wasn't Wenger. So
Spend more than what Wenger already spent
the
lah.
playing field is just not the same.
He didn't feel that good.
Look, by Premier League standards, I'm measuring them by Premier League standards. It's not good enough.
So you're saying that Newcastle also can win?
Basically, what
win,
the French league needs to be done is to be
They might be in third
the
place.
whole French league should be required by a country lah. That's essentially what PSG is. They got acquired by Qatar, so that's what they need to do.
So we're done with PSG.
Yeah, we are.
You know there was a bad comparison to make, but but I want to talk about the winners here. The winners here definitely have to be Marseille, and I kind of want to put Monaco on the list as well.
What?
Yeah, Monaco.
Why?
Because
Special mention lah.
Because
Yeah, everybody.
despite the fact that they had their players purged, they still managed to finish second. It's crucial to finish second for them this season because
Champions League.
Champions League is one thing,
But-
but right now they figured out what their problems are, and they can work towards resolving all
Yeah, and
those
remember,
problems.
from the purging, they still have the money that they got from that. Okay, they really haven't been on a spending spree, so
Exactly.
they can use this money to actually strengthen the team
Yes.
for the depth that they need.
And
in
if
the Champions
Lamar
League.
if Lamar actually leaves next season on a 90 million pound transfer, that's a lot of money right there. That's about easily 100 something million
where?
euros.
To where?
Isam doesn't seem to be rejecting the idea. Like
Yeah.
this is we didn't specify which club he would go to, you know.
No, but
just
if
the
he were to
thought,
leave-
just the sound.
Hey, shut up, Johan. We talk about Arsenal later, okay?
Like Lamar from afar, you can hear his dick like cocking up.
Yeah, that sounds like
Oh, that's my dick on the table, by the way.
you hit the tables up.
But Marseille, on the other hand, these guys. Now, if you remember back in the season, I'm not sure if you remember, there was one game where they were trashed 6-1 by Monaco.
Yeah.
And after that, they were defeated at home to Rennes 3-0.
I think this was somewhere in January.
Those two games. Now, if you want to look up more details, there's this article that I read from The Independent written by Tom Williams. It's basically an account of a summary of Marseille's season so far. Those two games, at that point of time, their home stadium could house 67,000 fans. Only 8,000 fans turned up week in, week out. So it's really bad. But through pure great experience and determination, they are in the Europa League finals right now. And they've discovered talents like Talvin. Talvin, by the way, he scored, I think, 26 goals and supplied 17 assists this season.
And in the Europa League, he was very pivotal.
Yes, and Luis Gustavo as well, a very central player. You know, these stats are amazing. So it's a good season for them. And it's nice to see a club like Marseille continuing to thrive in the Ligue 1 because that means they're not building success on the platform of money, cash, or resources. But it's just that it's just intangible values, tradition, and culture that keeps the club afloat.
And you have to understand that Marseille.
Why are you giving me that?
Wait.
face?
Before you come up with
Do you have a
smart
pun
remark-
coming
Wait,
up?
wait,
It's not a pun,
before-
but it's a
before-
good analogy. Please, let me say it first
Okay,
before
fine.
you say anything.
Fine.
Basically, right now, all the other Ligue 1 team other than PSG, they are the Pembangkang. PSG is Barisan National. All these Pembangkangs are making sure that Barisan is kept in check.
Oh yeah, the media is free now. I
Oh
forgot.
wait, no, we're not. They're not Pembangkang anymore.
We're not gonna be banned by MCMC, right, for this one.
no.
But
That was
yeah.
not that good analogy.
That really was not good.
Okay lah, cut it out lah. later.
Speaking of which, Marseille generally or historically have been a front runner in the Ligue 1. It's just that these few seasons has been more of a downturn for them.
Yeah.
But it's good to see them like at least fighting for something. You know, previously they were in the Champions League, but now in the Europa League they might have a shot.
Very consistent.
Yeah.
You don't see them dropping out of Europa or Champions League.
Yeah.
They're always in the top four.
No, at the very least, we can say that the top four of the French league, they still have what it takes to actually, battle it out in Europe. That's it. They're
not PSG, but other teams.
Arsenal's role
Yeah,
model.
even PSG to a certain extent. We
No.
can't say that about PSG at
Well,
all.
if you think about it, like if you look at 2 seasons back when Monaco were almost going to the finals of the Champions League, that was basically proof because that season was when PSG was almost it was a season after PSG dominated.
Yeah, again, but we have to be fair to PSG. They made it to quarterfinals.
Okay.
By the way, only Edinson Cavani has scored more than Talvin has this season.
Yo,
Cavani
that's
is
a big
overrated.
thing.
Cavani is a very overrated player, though.
No, that's the point that I'm trying to make.
He's gonna China. He's gonna China anyway, so it's fuck it lah.
Hey, you have a shout out, right? Come before we move on.
Yeah, before we move on.
Do you want to do the honors?
No, thank you.
Nabil Fekir from Olympique Lyon. He apparently he landed himself on a spot in Ligue 1's Team of the Year lineup this time around. By the way, 90% of that lineup is PSG players, as you can tell.
Fucking of course.
But strong rumors linking him to Klopp, 60 million pounds. A Euro, sorry.
CK is just being sarcastic right now.
Amazing.
But for that, let's move on to the Serie A.
You wait for the Liverpool talk set, CK.
Let's move on to the Serie A where, okay, this one actually we only have losers. Yeah, this one we
No!
actually only have losers. Okay. In the rundown, we only have losers. But, okay.
Actually, Napoli deserves to be a winner, but
Let's talk about the losers first. So, Johan, you said that the dust has settled on the race, okay? And Juventus has won the 7th consecutive title in the Serie A.
Man, no other team is going to overcome them. Man.
again,
God,
I
another
mean-
Calcio police scandal, then you ship everything up.
Honestly, who else?
okay, just
AC
Napoli, every 3
No,
seasons.
no. I like I said, Serie A is only now starting to pick up. I
Yes.
wouldn't say it's in the next 2-3 years, but perhaps 5 years down the line.
No, right now we can't really predict what's going to happen because the transfer market hasn't opened yet. You need
Open
to
already?
wait. No, you need to wait until.
Belum lah.
No, I mean like transfers haven't kicked in yet.
Transfers haven't kicked in,
Sabar
but it's open
lah.
Rumors only,
Okay.
speculations.
Market dah boleh buka.
The thing is, I really don't see any other team overcoming Juventus domestically at least. You don't talk about Champions League first.
Champions League was unlucky lah, but we
Roma,
don't talk about that.
Roma inconsistent. That was a one-time thing, right?
Yep.
You ask them to pull that off consistently throughout 38 games.
No.
Man.
Difficult. But Juventus can, Juventus can pull it off. Napoli
you're right.
tried really hard, but it's an aging squad. It's a peaking squad. If clubs do purge their players, then that's it. It's gone. Although some of Marek Hamšík's representatives have come out and said that they're trying to urge Napoli players to stay behind for one more season and continue the fight. But even then, I don't think they will be able to reach the peak that they did this season. It's going to be Leicester all over again.
But then again, Napoli's been doing this for 3 seasons
more like
in a row.
Leipzig.
Yeah, I know, but you think about it, 3 seasons in a row trying to clinch the title and you fail.
Meaning
What does
that-
that do to you mentally?
Again, lah,
yeah, you're right,
this
you're
is the point where it's the decline. They've already reached their peak.
Then you look at AC Milan, Inter Milan, experimental projects on both sides. Gattuso still trying to sort things out with the team.
Give it
Inter
probably
Milan,
2 to 3 seasons.
inconsistent time and time again. Sometimes sitting back, sometimes attacking. What do you want? So neither of these 4 teams that we've mentioned have figured out an identity for themselves. Only Juventus have.
Okay, so
Savage.
no, that's true. That's
He's
true.
right.
Oh,
But
that's
right, here's a follow-up to that though. The thing is, right now, this has always been the story in the Serie A once Juventus got back into power 7 years ago. So right now that everyone is, I mean, it's how many years has it been since that scandal? The Italian money
Almost
scandal?
10 years ago, I think.
Almost 10 years ago.
Calciopoli.
Ask Conte.
Yeah, he was part of it, wasn't he?
It's part of it.
Yeah. It's like, oh shit.
I wonder if Conte is going back to Italy though.
I stopped his train
yes.
of thoughts.
Chibai, like,
I'm pretty sure Conte is gonna go back.
yeah, I'm pretty sure too. But
To Juve.
Not
Yeah.
Juve. I mean,
Juve
like,
lah.
another Italian.
Going back to Italy lah.
But-
I guess so.
again, this was the season that we finally said that the Serie A finally got back to a certain amount of entertainment.
Entertaining again.
It's
It was
entertaining, yeah.
So at least now we know that the clubs are getting there. Whether they can get this consistency or not, that's a whole different
Not
story.
within the next 2 years.
Again,
No, not within the next
that's
2
why I
years,
said
correct.
within the
No,
next 2-3 years,
they'll
we'll
need
still
to
be a
attract.
Juventus show.
The clubs will need to attract investors first of all. They need to attract all those billionaires who are willing to invest and buy over the club
Exactly.
and give them the funds necessary to start buying world class players.
Red Bull
For like
Qatar.
100 million, 200 million, God knows what will happen in the future for the transfer market.
I mean, why not? I mean, this is the start of what
So,
is the
exactly.
return of the glory
They
days
need
of the
they
Serie
need
A.
to continue making the Serie A consistently entertaining in order to bring in the money. Although I'm against it lah.
No, that's fair. That's how it works
That's
right
a
now.
whole different debate.
Yeah.
We're not gonna go into that.
Let's not peel the onion. Anything else before we move on?
What do you mean peel the onion, spill the can?
No, but do we have anything?
What?
He wants to cry. Understand his analogy there.
Okay. Actually, can I put a special mention for Napoli lah? Okay, they did their best. I
but
see
they
why you don't want to
essentially
put them
shot
as a
themselves in the
winner.
foot.
I see why you don't want to put them as a winner. I agree with you, but special mention to them. They did try their best, and they were very close to actually ousting Juventus.
No, if you're going to do that, then a special mention to Inter Milan, AC Milan, Lazio.
Okay, fair enough.
Not easy lah.
Lazio, yes lah.
Lazio, yes.
but not
Lazio,
AC
yes.
Milan.
AC.
Unlucky.
No, we shout out to the second half of the season, AC.
Second half of the
Yes,
season.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The one that Vincenzo
when Montella left.
Montella left.
When Montella left.
Fella got fired twice. In one season.
Wait, he was fired by Sevilla?
Yeah. After
Shit,
sending
you
them to
poor
the,
motherfucker.
After sending them to Bayern Munich. You
forgot lah.
Oh, you
got
poor
fired.
motherfucker. Anyways, let's move on. This is a good transition anyway. We are moving on to the Bundesliga right now. Let's talk about the winners this time.
Okay, so apparently there were 3 winners: Bayern, Schalke, and what's the one?
Hoffenheim.
Hoffenheim.
Because all three made it to the Champions League.
All three
Yeah.
made it to Champions League is one thing, but
Second time in a row for Hoffenheim. Isn't
I
it?
mean,
Yeah.
okay, there's not much we can say about Bayern lah. They a
The
squad that
credit you have to give
consistently-
them is for making the right decision early.
Yes.
Sacking
To sack
Ancelotti
Ancelotti.
very early in the season. It was a great decision, you know.
Yeah, and then we also have to give them this, yeah. Despite their squad being an aging squad, they have actually shown how their second string players are actually up to the level that they would need them to be.
I think all the players are shot up with preservatives or something like that, man. Look at fucking Robert and Ribery. How old are they now?
Robbery.
99.
Robbery.
Same as Mahathir.
Fuck you! But yeah, again, a few weeks ago we were just talking about a game that Bayern played without both Robben and Ribery. They fielded a
Robbery.
B team. Enough of your robbery lah. They fielded
I
their
will stab you, CK.
they fielded the B team, and you can still see Bayern is not going away anytime
How
soon.
does Robin keep doing it? He robs you.
Do you feel the silence?
He's been robbing them.
It's a hit or miss.
I think it's just Kimmich. Don't you feel like he looks so?
Quietly, Kimmich is everywhere. Kage bullshit, no jutsu.
Okay, can we continue with the fucking talk set?
Okay, but yeah, credits to Bayern for being able to keep up their performance. This is a little bit different compared to like Barcelona and also Juventus.
But they got to figure out how to win the Champions League.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because they
dude,
can't-
They
they-
really need to
For
figure
the
that out.
past,
6 years.
How? Like
the last time they won was 12-13.
every
okay?
time
Yeah.
They meet
they
Madrid.
reach that crucial stage.
It's
of
either
the
semis
competition.
or quarters.
No, they
They
meet
just-
Madrid. They meet
Like,
Madrid.
I'm going to put this question
because
out there.
every time-
Is it
every-
because they're too comfortable with their position in the Bundesliga?
No, because this season they didn't have Arsenal to beat.
No, same thing also actually. But I'll give it to you.
Okay, I'll give it to you though.
I'll give it to you.
They lost the opportunity to score 10 goals in 2 legs.
Correct.
But
In the round of 16.
no,
by
no,
the way.
but even if you put Arsenal in the quarter and semi, you give them one more round also, right? Automatic.
They'll still lose.
Still, if they meet Real Madrid, right?
You know,
I don't feel so
you
good.
know, the two of them only made these jokes because Liverpool's currently strong.
Hey,
I wait for
hey,
the time when
hey.
Liverpool goes down again.
Hey, man, United
hey.
is not anywhere near the.
I will
CL.
stay friends with you guys just to make fun of you guys
Hey,
when Liverpool goes back down.
Hey.
Okay, I will stay.
We've been
the
there
moment
before,
we sell
man.
Salah, that's the moment you
Yeah,
laugh.
yeah.
But it's not
Hope he
next
goes to
season.
Real Madrid.
Next season.
Yeah, it's not
The
season.
sooner the better. Go follow De Gea to Real Madrid.
He's not
They have
going to Real
already-
Madrid. Courtois is.
We'll destroy every.
No, I know
fax
Courtois is
machine we
already
have.
going, but De Gea, there's still a possibility of you going. But okay, never mind. Fuck that. What are we
Thank
talking
you.
about?
Schalke now. We're talking about Bayern. We were talking about Bayern.
Bayern has nothing much to talk
There's
about.
not much to talk
besides
about
that,
Bayern.
Their caliber.
No, we were talking about how are they supposed to take the next step to
Ah, yeah.
actually maintain that consistency in the UCL.
Okay.
There's no answer, right?
There's no answer.
no
There's no answer.
What you want them to buy? what you want them to buy? Tell me.
See, I don't understand it either because they have a world-class squad,
Yeah, exactly.
but they still choke every single time.
So
So
you want them to buy what?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Jack Wilshere? Aaron Ramsey?
Okay, lah. I stay quiet for the rest of the pod lah.
No, jangan lah.
You CK single-handedly destroyed Johan.
Question of the season. What you want them to buy?
I mean, in all seriousness, I mean, they have a very quality squad, all aging. They don't have the great, or what they call,
Panas
the
satu.
push when it comes to leagues. I mean, like Champions League like that. They don't have the push to like go through with top dogs.
They
like
don't- basically-
Real Madrid and everything, right?
They have quality for the Bundesliga, but they don't have quality for the Champions League. Not to a certain extent. Yeah, not to a
That's what I'm saying.
They can definitely blow over the group stages. They can blow over Arsenal in the round of 16.
I think they're the exact opposite of what Real Madrid were built to become. They are made for Champions League final. They don't want
they are
anything
made for
else. They
it,
just want that trophy.
For
Madrid.
Real. Oh, okay.
Yeah, for Madrid. No other team in the world has the mental tenacity that Real Madrid has.
It's time
For
to
the
break
UCL.
jinx.
Yes.
Okay, I kind of have to disagree a little bit on the Bayern thing.
don't disagree.
No,
You
I
do
don't
realize
dis-
you're speaking from afar and the mic can't hear you, right?
Sorry, my bad.
I don't disagree with you.
The fucker just went all the way there and then thinking that the mic was following him.
I think it's because the squad itself has not been able to provide something new since the 12-13 season. Where
I
they
buy
won
the argument.
The Champions
I
League.
buy the argument.
It's pretty much
We've been
the same
seeing the
thing.
same set of. When was the last time you saw Bayern buy a new player?
No, they buy a
Or
new
retire.
player almost
Renato
every
Sanchez.
single.
Yeah, but no, they
Dude, they
They
buy
buy
a
new
new player
players,
almost every single transfer
Season,
window. But the thing is, their core players remain the same.
And those players are becoming more and more insignificant.
Yeah, that's true.
But how many people know Goretzka is going to Bayern next
I
season?
do.
I do.
I know we do, but because we follow.
Oh.
But for a regular person who watches Premier League and doesn't watch Bundesliga as much,
Right, I think next we're gonna talk about Schalke.
Fucking hell.
Man, I still hate Schalke.
Goretzka going to Bayern Munich, that one is.
Yeah, I
confirmed.
mean, Schalke next season is
But
probably not
no,
going to
no.
be as
But
strong anymore.
I read an article. I don't really remember who it's written by or where it's published on. But this has been a spectacular season for Schalke. Naldo has been the guy who has been their pillar of defense at the back. Plus Goretzka in the formula as well. These guys are giving Schalke both the defensive edge and the offensive edge.
The last time Schalke actually performed very well, from my understanding or like from my memory, was when Felix Magath was still their manager. And that was like 2010, 2011.
A lot of credit
when
has
they won
to
the
be.
title.
A lot of credit is being given to Todesco, is it?
Tedesco, the manager?
The manager for the 32-year-old, because he's young, he brings a lot of fresh perspective, new ideas to the team, new philosophies.
I think German football in general is about that because Hoffenheim is more or less the same thing too. We'll go into Hoffenheim after
Let's
this.
go
which
into
I
it
did
now.
You can go into
No,
it
there's
now.
one last thing I want to talk about Schalke. I think Schalke's biggest highlight of the season was that 4-4 draw against Dortmund.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
They were losing 4-0 home,
Oh, yeah.
and they managed to
They managed
catch
to
back
come
up in
back,
the second
yeah.
half.
Fucking hell.
I-
That was also one of the turns, a crucial
Schalke.
moment. That was when Peter Bosch was still in charge, I think.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yes,
Peter
Yes.
Bosch was still in charge.
A few weeks
Yeah.
before he
And
got
that was
got
the
sacked,
turning
yes.
point for Dortmund's season, when it was
Yeah.
going very well. And then it just went past.
Yeah. No, they were winning like first like 1-0, 2-0, 1-0, 2-0, 1-0. Then they started
Yeah.
drawing and then they just
Then they
fucked
started
up.
losing
Yeah.
like Paris
Okay,
Saint-National.
okay. Okay. All right, last. Let's go into Hoffenheim right now. Hoffenheim, I don't know. Hoffenheim has always been
2 times in Champions League in 2
Yeah,
years.
but
Yeah,
but the
no.
the
Back-to-back.
last time they had to go for a playoff, but this time they don't have
Yeah,
to.
Hoffenheim has always been okay. Minus the past 2 years, Hoffenheim has always been a mid-table team. Okay.
Yep.
They've consistently been number 7 to number 15, up and down, up and down.
And now we're
Yep.
seeing them in that top rank for 2 seasons.
It's Julian Nagelsmann's effect on the club. Well, okay, basically but the manager before Nagelsmann had a heart problem. Okay,
Okay.
he had to step down, and they bought forward Nagelsmann's takeover of the club. He was only supposed to take over 2 seasons ago. Instead of that, instead of doing that, she had to bring him halfway through the season. He actually saved Hoffenheim from being relegated 2 seasons ago.
Correct.
Okay, they were around 18th place, and they managed to end up the whole thing at 15. And after that, they've actually not had much changes in their core either. But it's because of a few factors. Number one, Hoffenheim is actually one of the clubs that has one of the most, would you call it futuristic? Most advanced technological wise in terms of training. Okay, they have this Wonderbot thing where it's a passing, how do you say?
Oh, it's a
simulator.
room. It's a room, isn't
it's
it?
That room
Yeah.
that shoots ball at you,
Correct,
balls
correct.
at you, and you have to like pass
Pass
the ball
it.
into
Correct,
the
correct,
goal
correct.
so
thing.
basically Samsung Galaxy 11.
Yeah. Essentially it. No, he's not wrong. You're right.
Right.
I'm
You're
actually-
right.
I thought Dortmund had that
I actually
technology.
don't
Dortmund had that technology as well.
Did I lose you there?
Yeah, I don't get the reference.
You
It's
don't.
okay.
It's okay. You go back and search.
It's the most
Galaxy.
irrelevant advertisement ever, man.
Go the first team.
10 strikers and 1 goalkeeper.
The first team Earth sent. The first team Earth sent to have a friendly with aliens.
And they sent 10 strikers and 1 goalkeeper. Okay?
But then again, no
One
one
player from China was included. # diversity.
no one expected Hoffenheim to actually perform this season. Hoffenheim got raided like fuck last season.
And I'll tell you why no one expected Hoffenheim to play well this season. Because no one expected Dortmund to fuck up.
Okay. Fair.
That's fair.
So I think my transition to the next point is because we're running out of time. Shout out to Dortmund for sending these 3 teams into the Champions League.
Shout out to Peter Bosch for fucking up the season first.
Well,
Then got another Peter to come out.
okay, last thing before we go to the losers, Nagelsmann is actually being called Junior Mourinho.
Damn.
Why? Because he has the same ego.
No, I don't think Nagelsmann has the same ego.
It's because of how much of an
Tactics.
impact he's making in terms of tactics.
But
and
does
his
he
playing
play
style.
defensive counter-attacking football?
No, he's playing attacking football.
Then you can't call him Mourinho.
Then what do you call him?
Fuck the boss now.
If next season he becomes that, right, it's your fault, you know.
Attacking football, United.
Don't blame me lah. Why are you always blaming me on this? Let's go to the losers, motherfuckers.
Finally.
First,
So we already mentioned the losers.
Yeah,
Dortmund.
Dortmund. Okay, moving on.
Okay lah. By Cologne.
Okay,
We talk about
okay.
Cologne.
You want to talk about Cologne for a while? Yes, let's talk
Don't
about Cologne.
We're running out of time.
Okay, the only thing I want to say is Cologne went from 5th to relegated, that's all.
Yeah, last
Oh,
season.
shit.
Because they lost Anthony Modeste
Yeah, pretty much.
to fucking China.
They went from 5th to relegated. It's a sad thing to see, but
I thought they've always been the last place.
no.
No, I mean this season they were consistently.
Yeah, they were consistently
in the
last.
table.
Here's the thing.
Then Peter Chogo left.
In terms of Cologne, they've been following. Remember when Carl was talking about how the clubs went from has a rebuilding phase, building phase, peak, decline, rebuild.
The cycle lah, the cycle, yes.
So that cycle started when they got promoted again 4 seasons ago. Rebuild, and in 2 seasons they peaked. They got around
Fifth.
last season,
Yeah.
and then they
Now
got
they're in
relegated
the
again.
downfall.
Yeah.
It's really sad. This
Don't
is
worry, don't worry. Next season they rebuild, then they will come up with Ingolstadt again.
it's one of the it's one of the saddest things to see, lah.
Darmstadt.
Right. Let's go to something sadder. La Liga.
Dortmund. I thought you want to say Dortmund.
Yeah,
We
talked
already
about
mentioned Dortmund.
Oh yeah, okay.
Do
fine.
you want to mention Dortmund? What
Yeah.
else? What you wanted to buy?
Aubameyang.
Another Aubameyang. Yo, Pierre, you want to come back?
Morata.
Oh yes.
Oh right, yeah, Morata is linked to Dortmund right now.
80 million euros.
Yeah, we just saw it just
Morata.
now.
80 million pounds.
I don't know what.
No,
they are
pounds,
smoking
euros,
on one
euros.
side of
Oh,
it.
that's like
Euros.
buying a pair of fake Yeezys.
Yo, no, you know why they need Morata? Batshuayi is still injured.
That was. Now that's how you do a fucking analogy. Speaking of Spaniards, because we talked about Morata, let's move on to La Liga, where there's only, to be honest with you, right, ever since the La Liga, we all knew La Liga, it's always been a 2-horse race. Only apart from the past few years.
But
that
I've talked
Atletico
to
Madrid came
some
up.
people talking. Okay, I know we're definitely going to involve Barcelona in this talk set.
Yes.
They're giving. We've been to be very honest. Our stand on Barcelona has been, it's Barcelona. No,
Yeah.
they should do better.
Yeah.
But thing is, we don't really seem to pay attention to the injuries that they had to face at the start of the season.
Iniesta was out also, right?
Dembele came in just like a
Retiring.
few
Got
games
injured.
after that. Then he
Retiring.
had to
He's not
play.
retiring, he's leaving.
Also, don't forget, this is
Iniesta
the
is
same
leaving?
Barcelona that we
Where?
kept on criticizing when Neymar left.
Yeah, correct. So Dembele came in, had big shoes to fill, injured. They had a crisis right there. Suarez this entire season has been
been shit, yeah.
horrible.
And this is where I come in the winners, the why they are winners of the La Liga.
Winners.
It's because of perseverance and consistency. I was
Doing
actually-
that with a person who's managing Barca for the first time.
Ernesto Valverde.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's a very good thing that Valverde has Messi, because Messi single-handedly carried them this
This team.
season.
But not Argentina.
Fuck Argentina, because they're gonna win the World
It's
Cup.
too big of a country to carry.
If you look at the stats, right, Messi scored 33 goals, assisted 12, and created 84 chances throughout the whole season. And they went out unbeaten. And the only game that they lost against Levante in the last game,
season,
5-4,
the last game, yeah.
was when Messi didn't play. Can you imagine the impact that Messi had this year? So, like, yes, the players are
But
poor.
it
like-
doesn't really matter anymore. For them, the mark that they've made this season is they won the title undefeated.
No, they didn't win the title undefeated. They lost the
They
last
lost
game.
their last game.
Yeah, I know, but technically they already clinched the title undefeated.
Okay, yes, it's true. It's true. They clinched the title undefeated, and they also broke a 38-year-old record.
Yes.
Yeah. They beat
That hasn't been achieved in 38 years.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So this year, despite the fact that it is Barcelona, we missed out a lot of facts that yes, you said it's the injuries, but the fact that the perseverance and the consistency that they put in, despite it being draws, they still gain points.
They made history, basically.
Yes, which is a good way to segue into the next one, which is the losers, which is Real Madrid to me. Sure, they are doing very well in the Champions League, but this season in the La Liga, they have been extremely poor. For the first time in a very long while, Santiago Bernabeu looked like shit.
No, to be fair, for Real Madrid, this is a really poor performance.
Yeah.
Only 71 points.
71 points. It's one of the lowest in their history, It's the lowest.
Didn't even
one
hit
of the
the
lowest.
80 mark, the 80-point mark.
Yeah, but then again, you have to understand, it doesn't matter where the points tally, because Pellegrini actually was managing Real Madrid. He got 96 points and still lost to Barcelona.
Pellegrini managed Real Madrid?
Yeah.
Which season is that? Was I born yet?
Yes, you were. I think it was one of the few seasons before he joined City. Previous,
I thought he was with Malaga before that.
yeah, before he joined Malaga. Sorry, yeah, correct. Before he joined Malaga, he was with
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid, yes, for a period of time. I think only 1 or 2 seasons. Yeah, but he almost won the title. But 96 points doesn't matter when you're Barcelona as your
With Barcelona scoring
Yeah.
more, but getting more points, basically.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
dub them as losers in the La Liga.
In the La
in the
Liga.
UCL, you still cannot deny their position.
Yes, it's true.
No
It's
one's
true.
denying
No one's
their
denying
position.
their position. No,
But right now, it's because we're just talking about the
in La Liga in general.
In the league
Yeah, because right now, this is one of their lowest seasons ever.
They finished third against their rivals, their City
I
rivals.
have a different opinion. I I still think you got to give them credit for coming back at the right time. Ronaldo was horrible in the first half.
Correct.
Second half, my God.
Yeah, he had a very
I
good
tell
second
you,
half of the season.
this fella's moment of the season is that overhead kick against Juventus.
Yeah.
I tell you what, people like Messi and Ronaldo, right? We won't really appreciate them until they're gone.
We're never gonna have another.
We're never gonna see
Yeah. No, we're not.
another period in time, another golden age where two of these players pull off all these amazing achievements and statistical wonders.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
at the same time, you have to remember when was the last time they actually finished behind Atletico?
So this, in a sense, actually quite poor for them as well.
I wouldn't want to be in Atletico's position. I don't know, I'm more idealistic perhaps in the sense.
Okay.
I would rather see Ronaldo score all these amazing goals than have my team play consistently, get to second place, but no one remembers a single goal that I scored, how I scored them.
I get
Yeah,
your point.
that's true. That's
I get your
true.
point.
I mean,
You're saying Griezmann, right?
whoever.
No, I mean the
know.
entire Atletico philosophy in general is playing conservative football and approaching game by game, making sure I get a win after win after win
Yeah,
after win.
but again, I mean, we're talking about Real Madrid. Not actually. This is okay. This one I can actually put it in the same line as Arsenal actually finishing below Spurs. Okay, this has not happened in a while, and the fact that Madrid actually finished below Atletico, sure, despite them being the more flashy, colorful club right now, Real Madrid.
But with how many points? I mean, the difference.
I think it was only 2 or 3. I think it's
I mean,
three
it
or four.
doesn't really justify that Madrid really lost.
Yeah,
to
3 points.
Atletico. I mean, the difference of points is just with other teams itself, right? You're not challenging each other, meaning to say that this team is definitely the better one over this team itself. You can say that right now, Atletico is in Europa, Madrid is in Champions League. Doesn't mean that Madrid is better than Atletico. I mean, like, it's a fair play. Like, you think about it, but at the moment, I feel like Real is still a giant compared to Atletico.
Okay. No, well,
Actually, CK is only saying this because he wants to curse Madrid for the.
Hey, I didn't.
no one brought this
No
in here.
intention in saying I'm jinxing Real Madrid.
No, but look at this. Yeah, Madrid actually finished 15 points behind Barcelona. 15 is a huge amount, for Madrid
You're
and
comparing
Barcelona.
with Barcelona, right? But you're saying that just now what you're saying is Atletico with Real Madrid.
Yeah, okay. My first point just now, I was saying that they are technically they're the losers this season for the La Liga because they finished below their city rivals. And then now we're going back to that two-horse race that everyone has always been talking about, Barcelona and Real Madrid. There has never been a 15-point gap between them at the end of the season. This is the biggest gap between Barcelona and Real
Is
Madrid.
that that's the deficit they created at the start of the season? Lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. Which is why we label them as the losers. A special mention over here to Valencia, who we saw last season fighting for
Fought really
relegation,
hard.
and now they are in the European spots.
No more next season.
Yeah, probably not. But I think the new owner that came in has done very well despite a shitty start. But to come back in with a refreshing style of football, let's hope it really. I
don't know,
hope
man.
it
The
will
only thing
be
that is
sticking
going
lah.
to convince these players to stay is money. So I think 1MDB has to go and invest them.
Oh my god!
I was thinking of one more losers that will be included in La Liga would be Sevilla. Say.
Oh yeah.
right?
In a sense.
Yeah, because they're
Correct.
fucking Vincenzo Montella.
Yeah. No, this is the weakest Sevilla side we've seen in
Yes.
years.
Yes.
They have been like
Lackluster.
pinching. I mean, like, small title like Europa considered is quite small, right? Wow.
What fuck? What land?
Okay.
What land you saying?
I'll help CK. I'll help CK sum it up. The era of the three-time Europa League champions is over.
Because they hired Montella.
What land Europa small? Your land.
Anyways, let's move on to the Premier League
That's why Wenger doesn't want
where
it.
we have winners and losers as well. CK's first pick was Liverpool.
I'm so sober over Premier League.
It's so sober.
So sober.
Hey, let's
over
skip the
Premier League.
winners. Not
Yeah,
fun,
why not?
Premier League winners.
I thought you said you want to trash on Liverpool.
I didn't want to trash on them. They deserve the title of being winners here.
Okay, fine. The one
To me, there are only two winners: Liverpool and City.
you're right.
To you,
You know, but he's right.
motherfucker, United deserves to be there.
Let's
This is United's best performance after SAO,
Which
Sir Alex
arguable-
Ferguson's absence.
No, we're measuring it this season. If you're saying the winners and losers for the past 2 seasons, then yeah, maybe I'll put United in that list. But I'm talking about this season only.
Yeah.
You look at the amount of cash they spent; they're nowhere close to
Film
where City
projects
are.
like PSG.
Yeah, I will admit it. I'll take it with an open heart.
So they deserve to be a loser more than Arsenal.
I would say they're in a sense 50-50. losers,
Okay.
winners. You can put it anyway.
Alright, then we move on to the loser pool.
Wait,
for-
sabar lah. We talk about the winners first.
I thought you said you don't want to talk about it.
Tak boleh cakap
For
lagi.
fuck's sake. Okay.
So I mean, to be fair to Liverpool lah, then wait actually,
No, I mean,
can we count them as
if we
winners?
didn't
I mean, like,
have
No, the reason why we put Liverpool in the list is because they've done a couple of things simultaneously. They resolved defensive issues at the back
To a
while
certain
making
extent.
it to the Champions League
They-
and also securing third place all at the same time.
Fourth place.
fourth place.
Sorry, fourth place. Yeah, at one point it was third lah.
yeah,
1 point, yeah.
No,
Then we
okay.
fucked up.
I don't really feel like they've resolved the defensive issues, but I feel like the recent surge in firepower that Liverpool has actually made that defensive issue null.
No. I
It's
I
always
disagree
been-
because
no,
you
yeah.
see the thing is Klopp wanted Van Dijk from the start because he knew what Van Dijk would bring to the table. He knew it would uplift Lovren and the rest of the players at the back who are playing at the back. Without Van Dijk, the confidence just wasn't there.
No, it's more of that. Like in terms of this, if I can follow up with this one, is the fact that Lovren had no competition. He had Ragnar Klavan of all people. Yeah, he's Estonia's number 1, but still he racks up. He's 31 years old.
Yeah, and
he's
Matip
32 this year.
has personal issues.
And Matip had personal issues. He had to like.
So Henry, are you finally saying that Van Dijk is worth that price point?
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay, I understand his point of view.
Fuck you! Don't bring money inside, lah, asshole.
This
Paying 75 for that
you're
caliber,
slipping up. Look what
you
I'm
only
whipping
can
up.
see the result now.
Police
so
be
far.
slipping up.
Yeah.
Right, based on Henry's understanding, he can only see result until now. But for next season, is Liverpool gonna fuck up again?
Correct.
So that's what he's scared of. He's scared
Suck
of
my cock,
insecurity.
fucker.
Okay. Just because I'm defending you, it doesn't mean you have to like shove it to people's face. But in all seriousness,
No,
for
Henry's
this
the-
season, if
no.
Van Dijk didn't come in,
Henry's the kind of guy who goes into a relationship and wants the girl to assure him that I will love you for the rest of my life.
Hey man, that hurts.
Oi.
That really hurts, man.
if it wouldn't be Van Dijk right coming in right, would we be in Champions League final right now?
I don't think so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Look, price tag aside, Van Dijk has been a good addition in the sense where complacency is marked out from Lovren. We know he's a good player. We know he can be
you think
fucking
Lovren is a
inconsistent.
good player?
No, I wouldn't rate Lovren as a good player, but he is.
Compared to Skittles,
Oh my god! Please don't compare him with
He's
Curtis.
twisting his
Curtis
words.
shit.
He's twisting his words. He said he explicitly said, "We know,
No, okay. No,
We
listen,
know,
listen to my point.
we
listen to my point.
know Lovren is
Okay.
a good player.
Listen to my point. He is a good player. Okay, Lovren is a good player.
We know he's a good player."
But the problem is when he was acquired by Liverpool, he had a sense of complacency because look, I am playing in Liverpool. Okay, but what he didn't know was that his competitors were absolutely shit. And the one season where he was good again was when Matip came in because Matip brought in some fresh injection. But now Matip is going through an inconsistent period of time.
He's
okay?
injured, but
He's injured. Yes, he's injured. He has personal issues with Cameroon.
So I have a question for you. What happens if next season Van Dijk becomes inconsistent again?
We probably
He's
have
gonna
to buy
shit. He's
him.
gonna shit on the
He's gonna
defense
shit
again.
on. He's gonna shit. on
75 million pounds. Fuck lah. This is what happens. Wait lah. Wait next season. But
Not only just that, I mean like he covering in front of Carriers, right? Carriers are very I would say inexperienced. Would you agree?
Yeah,
Okay,
hardly
yeah.
played.
Hardly play as much.
I think the first time it was still
towards the end
Mignolet.
of the season. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the season, how
I
many clean
think-
sheets has he got?
10. Yeah.
You don't
18
achieve
games,
that
10
with
sheets.
a player that you buy just like that. You know, you just add one puzzle piece into it.
Just
and
one
everything
player,
is just
yeah.
like soft.
No, the conclusion is Klopp bought these players for a reason.
And
He
you
just
re-
he just needed the key to unlock their potential.
Yeah, and we all know
And
that
Van Dijk is the key.
we can all see Klopp's game plan here. He wants to do what Dortmund couldn't.
even like heck Robertson from fucking
Oh,
Hull.
yeah, you're right.
Player of the season to me after Salah. In my opinion for Liverpool.
CK agrees.
I agree.
CK
I
agrees.
Totally agree.
Hey, say it closer to the mic lah.
I totally agree.
Anyways, let's move on from Liverpool. Let's move on to
no
Manchester
mention of
City,
Salah at all.
who is also part of the winner list.
Nothing else to talk about. I think
Yeah.
the only thing they will regret this season is not giving Liverpool a good fight in the UCL.
Not
Yeah.
only just that, I mean like they wanted the hat trick. FA
They wanted a
Cup,
treble, yeah.
Right? They won the Champions League and also the Premier League itself. It's a very tough feat to
They wanted
handle
to-
in modern football.
They want,
era, right?
yeah.
they wanted to do
Yeah.
what Alex Ferguson did way back then, and I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
think
yeah.
it's something that you
It's
can
not-
repeat anymore.
it's not easy.
Neither is the invincible thing.
I don't think anyone is going to win a treble ever again in this era.
No, CK.
Oh, that's a bit too high of a
Yeah,
pedestal.
I don't think anyone else in this era of football is ever going to win a treble again. I'm putting this out there. Never again.
Because liao lor.
GG well
Okay,
played.
so in all seriousness, City played despite losing chances in Champions League and also FA Cup, right? They played like a team,
Yes.
right?
Okay.
There's no individual players to highlight inside
You-
the team.
you know-
It's
you know-
the whole team itself.
You know what they've done that has completely disqualified us
insignificant.
from giving them criticism. Every single person that we criticized in that squad last season
Yeah,
has
has
improved this season.
Yes.
including
So
Raheem
how can we
Sterling.
Yes, including
criticize
Raheem
them?
Sterling.
There's no way.
Despite exiting the UCL.
Yeah.
Because the
they
results are there.
truly deserve the title,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, I mean it's undeniable. They've proven this season that last season for Pep,
I mean,
was more of a taster, and he
yeah,
knows
I mean,
what the
we
players
have
that
to
he
give
have.
Pep the credit that he deserves.
But
He
100
actually
points
did.
in Premier League on this.
Yeah.
That's the toughest feat.
How many records did they break?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
So it's just that's the most toughest feat to actually achieve in Premier League, I would say.
And they did it.
And they did it already.
And I'm pretty sure they will figure a way out to go further in the Champions League.
Let's move on to the loser pool.
Stoke City.
I actually
Bye.
I actually chose Stoke City because this has been an absolute downfall for them.
Selamat meninggal Stoke City.
Yeah, I think they are, to me, survivors of the Premier League. They are one of the few survivors of the Premier
I
League.
think it's just Peter Crouch trying to save the whole club itself.
Not only Peter Crouch, it's also
No,
Xhaka.
okay,
No, I rephrase for you. When you have Peter Crouch trying to carry your team, you have a problem.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
Shaqiri, I felt didn't perform at all.
yes,
this
okay.
season.
That guy wants to leave lah.
No. Okay, now that we're talking about Shaqiri was good in the first season. Why? Because it's like his first season in Stoke. Next season he had to carry the team. Then he realizes that
My
this
back
team is actually
can't carry
really
this team.
this team is actually really
Oh,
shit.
Alexis Sanchez.
And like he comes to a point where he's like, what's the point anymore?
Okay.
You can see this season is just what's the point anymore with Stoke
To
City?
very quickly summarize the teams that relegated this season. All three, I actually kind of called it.
Swansea,
all the
Stoke, and
three teams
West
that
Brom.
relegated this season are teams that I have called, but I just didn't put it out there in the show.
All boogie teams.
No, not Boogie
No,
teams.
actually,
no. Listen,
I wanna-
listen.
I wanna-
listen
He
to
said
what
it
I-
outside of the podcast.
Listen to what I want to
before.
say. The reason why these three teams relegated, they've been in the Premier League for a very, very long time.
Yep.
But when even Huddersfield and Brighton, these new teams that have come up, are able to survive. Newcastle in the frame as well.
Okay.
Why can they survive and you can't with all that Premier League experience that you have?
Yeah.
Because you thought the Premier League never changed. You're wrong. It fucking transformed. The way teams play are completely different now, and you're dealing with these different style of play as if it was still 10 years ago. Of course
you're
you're gonna relegate.
It's just like BN lah.
Actually, now that's the proper analogy. He's right. He's right.
Everything we're just gonna put is BN lah.
But yeah, basically these three clubs that went down are basically complacent.
They
with
didn't
the
change
style
their
of play.
ways.
Yeah.
And West Brom, of all flops, made the funniest decision to appoint Alan Pardew as a replacement, only to sack him later on. Who didn't record a single victory throughout his tenure as West Brom manager.
Hey, he danced at least.
But I think Crystal Palace was once in the deep hole.
Yeah, then Hodgson came in.
Zaha, man. It's Zaha, man.
I think the players
But
are.
look, the team...
Benteke almost ran the club to the ground.
The quality is with that team.
Yeah.
But you have you're sort of uncertain about whether or not they will be able to survive again next season. Loftus-Cheek is going to leave.
Yep.
Definitely. God knows whether Zaha is going to be with the team again.
Man.
And when these two players leave, will Benteke still have the confidence he
Nope.
has?
I want,
Like, will
I want
it
to go back
plummet
to Aston Villa.
furthermore?
I want to go back Aston
I want to help
Villa.
Aston Villa rebuild now.
So yeah.
And speaking of rebuilding, let's move on to Arsenal, who I have put in the loser pool. Izam has all.
I want to defend Arsenal, but really they deserve to be losers.
Yeah.
They really deserve to be losers.
Izam has his own points.
I mean, I'm not denying that they deserve to be there, but I would love to just argue for the sake of arguing.
Let's take a look at like.
I don't feel so good, Wenger.
No, I mean like.
You
This
should
has
have
been
went
one.
for the head.
It has been one of the
should have
worst
went for the slants.
seasons that we've seen Arsenal be in from all levels in terms of how they played, in terms of their management. I'm not talking about Arsene Wenger. I'm talking about the ones up
Arsenal's
top.
winter came early.
Very early, and they never recovered their Christmas break because essentially Alexis Sanchez left. Sanchez was also extremely cancerous through the half of the season he was there.
I think Sanchez leaving was a good thing.
It was a good thing, yes.
Dude, Sanchez leaving actually revitalized Arsenal. But Arsenal, one thing that I cannot deny, even if I try, is the fact that I have no idea what happened to their away form.
Look, no. The whole idea.
I don't wanna look.
The whole idea of announcing Wenger's departure
Departure.
from the club was to hope that maybe it will give the team some sort of moral boost. It did the opposite. How many games did they win after Wenger announced
As
his
soon
retirement?
as
he did that.
as soon as Wenger announced that he was
Can you
leaving,
explain
they
that?
lost to- they
Can you
lost
can you
to
explain that?
Madrid,
If you can
Atletico.
explain that, if you can justify why that happened, I'll take them out of the loser pool.
I
And
never
this
say they should
argument.
go out of the
Okay,
loser pool.
the
But
floor is yours, Izam.
okay, I never say they should be out of the loser pool. I feel like this is the season where they should be down there.
You haven't explained to me how is it that the idea did the exact opposite, that move did the exact opposite.
Who said that it was supposed to revitalize them?
Shouldn't it? Yeah.
By right, it should,
I
right?
mean, like mentality-wise.
Mentality
I mean, like,
wise,
think about it.
logically speaking.
Wait, again.
What?
This is. We've all known Arsenal as a team that has not had the mental fortitude to actually, you know.
No, you're missing my point. I'm not asking
Listen,
you.
I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet.
asking-
This goes back to that.
No, I wanna hear you
I'm not
answer
asking
first.
you to win the Europa League. I'm not asking you to win all of your games after he makes that announcement, you know. I'm asking you to at least play some beautiful games. What?
No, actually,
What?
initially you asked me to why we didn't win. Now why are we going to playing a beautiful game?
Should
So
we not
it
really
makes no
whine?
sense in terms of what you're trying to argue right now.
But you can't justify those last few games' performance. Why? What happened?
We won a few of them.
But not Europa.
Except for that
Semi-final.
4-0 win against Burnley, which Burnley sucked at.
No, at the end of the day, it's this. Despite whatever you think the announcement should have brought to the whole team, we have to remember Arsenal's current mental state is not stable at all. I don't know. It's the pressure of being one of the top teams in not just England, but in Europe itself. Okay?
Okay.
Arsenal has always been lauded as one of the top teams in Europe itself. That has always been the pool for players to come to Arsenal or, use Arsenal as a stepping stone. But here's the thing, with the whole uncertainty of Alexis Sanchez leaving throughout the first half of the season, and that did carry a part into the second half. But even with the whole uncertainty of what Wenger is going to be doing in the transfer window, etc., back then, and with him suddenly announcing that he's actually going to be instead of finishing up his contract, he's going to take 1 year straight away from the contract and step down now.
Yep.
Anyone who plays for Arsenal you put Cristiano Ronaldo there and he would still be playing like shit. No one has the mental fortitude to be able to take in that much in one season. There was no way for Arsenal to pick back up to where they wanted to be.
Alex Ferguson's last season.
I'm not saying Wenger is Alex Ferguson.
But think about it though.
Ferguson left on a high.
No, okay, not only that. Didn't Alex Ferguson announce that he was going to leave early in the season?
But we all knew it was his last season.
Yeah, okay, here's the thing.
He made the official announcement. We all
you
knew.
knew it was the last season. This news came as a shock to them.
Yeah. Okay.
Dude, who wasn't surprised when Wenger actually said he wanted to step down? We all thought he was going to finish out his contract.
A month before the season ended for them. some more.
Not really. I think we brought up this a couple of times throughout the entire season.
It was an eventual thing.
That he had to leave the club.
Yeah, but
there was
it
no
wasn't-
other way for Arsenal to rebuild itself.
But not in this way. If you see where Izam is coming from.
Yeah, dude,
It's
the
like-
way
No,
that he dropped the news was a bomb.
He could have announced it later on, saying that
Probably
next
after the season ended.
Probably next season starting, right? Say that.
And the same situation would still happen.
yeah. So I agree
The
with you.
same
on as well.
situation
Yeah.
would still happen.
Because Arsenal's team is still at its core a Wenger's team. There's nothing has changed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the problem with Wenger's team, right, is he win a lot in his early years, right? A lot of cups he won, but towards the end, it feels a little bit lackluster for him, right?
Okay,
as compared to Ferguson, he built a squad going up.
And he
to
kept
build
on-
a
he kept it going.
The
he kept
momentum
it
was
going.
building, and then Moyes had to destroy it.
Yeah, I mean essentially that's the case lah.
No, okay. I just
fall
have one
guys.
statement that will end this whole thing. Yeah, the beautiful game that we saw 15 years ago.
Okay.
The beautiful game that we saw 15 years ago cannot be applied into this current era of football. That's it.
Agree.
That's fair.
As much as we want to see Arsenal rebuild that beautiful game, unless they can, modify it to be able to play in this new era of football with more pace, more danger, you can't do the same thing anymore.
Okay.
My rebuttal is they can without Wenger because City has done it this season.
But with all that being said and done, we really need to see what happens next season. We can't make any more judgments now.
Luis Enrique.
So it goes to
Well,
show-
actually, my Joachim Low,
It would be
my
funny
Joachim
if
Low
Gerrard
theory
takes
has been
over.
shot out of the whole
Itself.
thing.
Gerrard's going to
Still
Reading.
the manager
Joachim
of-
Low
No,
just
no,
resigned the.
Rangers, yeah, sorry.
So, anyways, with that being said, Arsenal is still in the loser pool. We're gonna end our podcast, episode 91. Thank you so much for listening in. Don't forget to subscribe.
Champions League!
Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube.
Now you say
Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter, and we'll be back next week with our final.
after the 27th of May.
27th. Sorry, we'll be back after the 27th for our final podcast of the season before we're going to break, and then we'll announce to you something that we're going to do in the World Cup. So stay tuned for that. But before that, loads of balls, guys.
Lots of balls!